Take two! I may be able to make it through this. The connection is weak, but we'll see how it goes. I got kicked off already once. And this is a little ironic, because I'm doing this little chat about failures. And I'm just going to talk for a minute because Facebook is being so lovely and they are building an audience for me. If the internet, if the Wi-Fi in the woods cooperates, we'll stay on. Shouldn't be too long, but. So, somebody's liking. I can't see who's on at the moment, but thank you. Until somebody's watching. Okay, I'm just going to get started, and this is ironic because I was talking about how did you fail today? And I don't know, maybe this isn't a failure, maybe it's just an object lesson about the topic. How did you fail today? I don't know. Do you normally get asked that question? Do you go home and, to your family or whoever you talk to, hey, I failed today, I did great at failing? Not usually, but it's a good thing to think about because we all do fail and we all need to fail at different points. And that's a good thing. I was thinking about this earlier, and we're all constantly given challenges. I like to call them challenges rather than problems because that gives you a way to think of getting a solution instead of just putting a roadblock in front of yourself. But we make mistakes because we have challenges. And that's good. If we didn't make mistakes, we wouldn't do a whole lot. Have you ever watched a baby trying to walk for the first time? They aren't graceful about it. They get up, take maybe a step or two, and then fall on their butt on the ground. It's not graceful. But that's how it works. You're not graceful the first time you normally do anything new. So this is weird because usually I record and I'm not looking at it. So I'm looking at myself. Hello. Hello, everybody out there. So if we didn't make any mistakes, we would never do anything new. And we would have no inventions. Just think about that. All the things that we have and use on a constant basis. This phone, the Wi-Fi, which is weak but there. The vehicle that I use to drive here. All the inventions. Hi. I'm waving at the guy driving by. I don't know. Anyway. So we wouldn't have any inventions. Just think about, light. One of the most basic inventions. The light bulb. Thomas Edison invented that, and do you know how many times it took him to do it? It was not on the first try. That's your hint. Do you think it was 10 times? 100 times? 500 times? It was actually 1,000 times to create that light bulb. Try to get more of the beautiful scenery in the background, not the signs. Took him 1,000 times to create a light bulb. And when he grew up, his teachers told him that, well, I think he ended up leaving school because they said that he was too stupid to learn. Hello? He created the light bulb later on. That's crazy. He also was fired from 2 jobs because they said he was unproductive. So think about people that you might know that they're so lazy, they're so stupid. They might actually be geniuses. So think about that. So the question of failure. Failure can be a really good thing. I read an article a while back about Sarah Blakely, who is a billionaire. And her father, when they were little, her father every week would say, "What's your biggest failure of the week?" to the kids. And they would talk about that and tell it, and it makes failure and the things that you do quote unquote wrong not scary and not forbidden. I have worked places where if there was an error, people were terrified to tell authorities about it or their leadership, because of the reaction that would happen. Do you think that's the right thing to do? It provides no learning at all. It provides a hostile environment. So just think about how you react. How if you have a child and they do something wrong, the reaction to that, or your spouse or significant other or whoever. Sorry, I'm kind of shaky. It's getting a little chilly out. So how do you react when other people have failures? I have failures all the time. In fact, this broadcast is kind of crazy. Kind of ironic because it's about failures and it already failed once. In my broadcast this morning, I misspoke on a few things. But if you don't try and if you don't fail, then you can't improve, can you? Just wrote down a couple of things so I don't forget them. Oh, I taught. I'm going to walk down here a little bit. Here, I'll give you a little view. This is a walking through the leaves. Walking. Make sure I don't fall down. It's beautiful. It's like a giant, making sure I'm on still. It's like a giant drop off over there. So I won't go over there too far. I just want to get a little better view. Hello. That's beautiful. And you are too. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to keep this video. Anyway, sometimes the worst ones are the best. For approximately 20 years, I taught piano lessons, and I was not always good at it. I got better. I'm not like a stellar educator, I wouldn't call myself, but I got better at doing that. But I did it for about 20 years, and every student was a little bit different. And this one student I had, she was very intelligent. Great at school, great grades, great personality, great person. In fact, I still am in contact with her. I'm not saying who it is. And you won't be able to figure it out because I have a whole bunch of my piano students that I'm in contact with. So you can guess, or who, if you know who you are. Anyway, this person, I was teaching her, and this happened a couple of times. She was such a perfectionist that she would sit there and she was so afraid to press the key, just push down on the key of the piano key. So afraid that she was going to screw up, that she wouldn't push it down, and it upset her so much that she cried. And I was gentle, and I was just telling her, you know what? If you play that wrong note, and she wasn't, because she had her fingers on it even. If you play it wrong, it's okay. And I would actually, her fingers were on it, and I would just push it down. I'm like, see, it's fine. You're not even making mistakes, and it doesn't matter if you do make a mistake. But at that time, and I think this was the case in school too, she was so hard on herself and wanted to be such a perfectionist that she wouldn't even push that key down. So make sure you push down the key. Otherwise you can't make beautiful music. That was a quote just by me. Quote by Chondra Rankin. Push down the key or you can't make beautiful music. And the same is true of, I know, and I've mentioned this before, I know of some people that want to do a Facebook Live, and I was giving one of them a little bit of a hard time the other day, and I know her, so I can do that. But she said, well, I don't have the content written down, and I want to have about a week's done ahead of time or I'll stop doing it. And I said, don't worry about that. Just making sure these vehicles are going by. I don't want any company. Hello. Oh, they're not even looking at me. See, I'm thinking it's about me and it isn't. Anyway, she was saying all these things and I said, you don't need this written down ahead of time. You'll probably be pretty crappy at it at first. I've done it several times now. It's getting easier, but I make mistakes all the time. So I said, just do it. Who cares if it's bad? You don't have to keep the post. Just do the live recording. You don't have to keep it on your timeline. Or, one of the other things, she was giving a lot of excuses. I'm going to have to give her a hard time after this. And I won't name her either. But she said, well, I don't exactly know what I want my focus to be yet. I said, well, just do some recordings. Later on, if you don't like these or they don't fit in your niche or niche, then delete the old ones. As you get better, delete the old ones that you don't like anymore. Oh, I could do that, but then I don't know where to do it. I don't want to, where did she say? And she knew she was giving excuses because she said that. She said, well, I like to do it outside, but I don't like when I'm wearing sunglasses on the recording. And I said, just record it. So if you have, something you want to do, just do it because, who cares? I don't. I mean, after a while, you just kind of separate yourself from what you're scared of and you can just do it. And I'm not, making light of people's fears, but it is something that is just up here. It's nothing that is real. It's something you make in your mind. So don't be afraid to have failure. That's actually how we grow, and we wouldn't get anywhere without failure. We all have failure. We're all human. And mistakes propel us to the next level. And that's really what I wanted to say. I don't even know if this recording worked or if it's jittery or anything, because it's been crazy the whole time out in the woods. I don't know if you can hear the birds over there. I'm just enjoying a little nature this afternoon. Anyway, anywho, Rebecca, you make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. And you know what? Once you take ownership of it and you're like, it was me, I did it. It's really freeing, actually. And I do that a lot. And sometimes even if it's not truly my mistake, I'm like, I'll take ownership. I'll take responsibility for it. See ya, Rebecca. Just take ownership because it actually feels freeing. And we all, you only made a few mistakes. You're the lucky one. I make them all the time. But ask yourself that every day, once a week. Ask your kids that, your spouse that. What did you fail at? You can only grow if you know what your failures are, and you have to go through that. Anyway, that is all. I'm Chondra. Chondra in the woods, apparently. Everybody have a great night. I will talk to you later.